Physical exercise, or continuous rhythmic movement. We're all aware of the importance of physical exercise. It's in every magazine, on every news story, where it's important that we take time out each week. They estimate basically, in terms of the scientific research and studies done on physical exercise, that about 3 hours a week, or 30 minutes, 6 days of the week with 1 day of rest, is ideal for our physical exercise routine. In fact, a lot of the research shows that those people who are marathon runners, who obviously train a lot more than that, don't necessarily live any longer or have a healthier life than those people who just do regular 3 hours a week of physical aerobic type exercise. The key with physical exercise, this continuous rhythmic movement, is that you do it safely and that you choose ways to do it that will allow you to continue to do it for 3 hours a week, not those typical New Year's resolutions that I'm going to start exercising that come February you've forgotten all about. So how do we do that? What are the key principles of developing a good routine of continuous rhythmic movement? Well, the first one is the 3 A's. The first A is that the exercise routine that you choose is appropriate for you. It's something that you can do easily. Okay? It fits your physical stamina. It's something that doesn't put stress and strain on your physical body, and you don't overestimate your capabilities. There's no sense developing a physical exercise routine that the next day you're so sore, tired, in terms of its inappropriateness for your current state of health, that you can't continue to do it. So remember, when you're choosing a form of physical exercise that's continuous and rhythmic, choose one that's appropriate for your current state of fitness and well-being. The second A stands for accessible. You know, downhill skiing might be a wonderful thing to do, but if you're living in a geographic location where it's only available for a very limited time of the year and has seasonal fluctuations even during that time, it may not be the best continuous rhythmic movement to choose to be doing given the variables. It might spice up your physical exercise routine, but you might need to have something that you can access a lot easier than that. And the final A when choosing your continuous rhythmic movement is that it's agreeable. There's no sense in developing a routine that's good for your health, and the whole time you're doing it, you're saying, I really am not enjoying this, because you won't keep on doing it. You know, reward yourself by choosing a physical exercise routine that is something that you can share with other people, that you really look forward to, might bring you closer to nature, and has other side effects that are positive side effects, not a depressing, oh, I don't really feel like getting out of bed to do this type of effect. So remember, continuous rhythmic movement, appropriate, accessible, and agreeable. The next thing to be aware of is your target heart rate zone. It's 220 minus your age, and then you want to divide that by 0.6 and 0.75, okay? That's your range between those. So between 60 and 75%, that's where you should be with your target heart rate. The simplest way, if you're not really good with numbers and you're not really very able to calculate that target heart rate zone, is that you should be able to pass the talk test. That if you're walking briskly with a companion as part of your physical exercise routine to walk for 30 minutes, 6 days a week to reach your 3 hours, that you should be able to talk with that person without gasping for breath, and you can't carry on the conversation. That's called the talk test. And as long as you're able to walk briskly and still converse, you haven't exceeded the safe levels of exercise of continuous rhythmic movement. When you're choosing your routines, remember the FIT principle. The frequency with which you're exercising, which we're saying is about 3 hours a week you should average. The intensity, which relates directly back to your target heart rate zone, that you don't overstress your heart. Your aerobic fitness will progress, but do it in small quality steps. The type of exercise that you choose, appropriate, accessible, agreeable, and of course the timing. There's no sense setting a goal for yourself only to find that your schedules with your work commitments or family commitments don't really allow you to be able to regularly do it. So remember, the 3 A's, the FIT principle, and the importance of safely exercising. As part of that safety, though, remember the aerobic part of your routine is not the sole aspect to be focused on. Warm-ups before you do the continuous rhythmic movement are extremely important. Okay? So stretching exercises that you enjoy that are appropriate for the physical exercise or sport that you're doing, that stretch and lengthen the muscles, that allow you not to be sore afterwards or strained during the movement. Very important. And similar in terms of safety is your cool downs. When you finish your physical exercise routine, remember, it's very, very important to take time to step down slowly. Don't just stop suddenly. Do similar stretches as you did in your warm-ups that are appropriate for allowing your target heart rate zone to return slowly back to normal and your body to slowly, the muscles, to return back to the state in which you started, but not by a jarring, I'm finished now, it's time to have something to eat or drink. Warm-ups, cool downs, very important as part of your safety. The final thing I'd like to say about continuous rhythmic movement, in addition to the physiological benefits of it, is the psychological and emotional benefits of it. Many people think of the fact that when they feel sort of depressed, they don't want to get out of bed in the morning, the last thing that they would want to do is walk or run or do a continuous rhythmic movement routine. When in fact, that's the number one thing that will shift your mental, emotional, psychological well-being into a happier, more positive state. Because when you're doing continuous rhythmic movements, endorphins are released in the body. Many people who've looked into this have come across the term known as runner's high. And this refers to the fact that our bodies are these pharmacies. And every time we do continuous rhythmic movement, we're activating chemicals within our body that uplift not only our immune system, that make the joints of our body and the movement of our body and our heart and blood circulation much better than when in a sedentary state in terms of its flow, but also they uplift our moods, our emotions. So remember, on those dark, rainy days, when you're feeling like the last thing you want to do is get out of bed, the thing that will shift you into a positive space, that will get you motivated, that will make you a benefit to the world around you, your family, your career, is actually taking that 30 minutes, 6 days a week, or like I said, 3 hours during the week, to commit yourself to a positive, active, continuous rhythmic movement routine. And you can vary it. It doesn't have to always be the same. As you age, as the seasons change, perhaps choose different routines. The main thing is 3 hours a week. You don't have to be a marathon runner, and intensity does not necessarily mean that you get healthier. Safety first, benefits will flow into your life. Continuous rhythmic movement. Make a commitment to it. The benefits will flow through to you.